Yeah, hello and welcome to ConWorxx II, Day 2. I'm having the wonderful Ella of Loves Board Games from Australia as my guest. And Ella, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good afternoon to
Um,
everybody.
yes, so what is the local time, Ella, over there?
So now it's 5:02 p.m. It's actually almost dinner. So that there it's 9 a.m., right? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a late breakfast here. With some cake and of course,
Cake.
yeah. You know this, Ella. I'm an early riser, so I already had breakfast a long time ago. So now a little bit of cake, but this is not coffee. I think you can't read this. It's prosecco
Oh,
in there.
oh,
So,
prosecco
so,
at
so
9
I'm
a.m.
starting at with prosecco to keep me
Wow.
sane, and we'll see what they say. For people who do not know what ConWorxx is, I'm putting in the link to the full program for today. We will stream till 11 p.m. CET today, so for 14 hours. And yeah, we have a nice program, and we are saying, oh, wonderful, Karthik, good
Karthik,
morning.
hi.
Yeah, this is
I miss
very nice.
Karthik.
Yeah,
Yes.
I talked to him recently, pretty recently, a little bit, and he'll be at Essen, and hopefully, and
Oh,
we will
wow.
talk about Essen, of course, and I hope to meet him there.
I thought you were going to say we are going to talk about you.
No.
No,
um,
not at all.
not at all. No. Yeah, you should, if you like something from the ConWorxx program, please check it out. We are having wonderful guests, some previews of games, and just to start with some info, the Smoky Valley from Claude Serrois and Ella and Daniel did a wonderful video last week. That game is now on pre-order, so please check it out at my website. It's also available via Spieleschmiede crowdfunding in Germany. And in the US, it will be available from the BGG store in Canada from Board Game Bliss. So this
Working
is
list.
some news, and I had one announcement yesterday which I'd love to repeat. Spielworks will do the German edition of Oath from Leader Games. So I'm really excited.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. And
A
the
tiny
game,
game,
just a
unpopular.
tiny
Oh.
game, just a tiny small trick-taking game for a great filler in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
It
Party
should,
game.
right, a travel game. It should be out first quarter of um, next year in Germany. That's a plan. But now enough from me. Ella, what did you do recently?
I
So,
did recently. So I've been at home all the time. So I will live in Melbourne, Australia. Well, it's very important to say Melbourne because we have one of the strictest lockdowns in the world. We've actually been in lockdown for beyond 270 days. So I've been at home a lot, Uli. So
yeah.
yeah. I work at home though, so I'm used to it,
Mhm.
but I've only been out because well, now it's been expanded. It used to be I can only go out 5 kilometers from my house. Now it's 10. Now it's going to be 15. So now
Mhm.
I'm going to see different things a little bit. So I look forward to like walking to the left sometimes or walking to the right. So that's what I look forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been hard. It's been tough. I've been pretty lucky. Like I've because I work at home and I have a steady job, and I live with people I like. So I can
Mm.
only imagine that I can't complain, but it's hard on like on the mental health of people.
Yeah.
The anxiety of
Yes.
not knowing if you'll have a job or if your business will be, because I don't have that stress. Like I
Mm.
can't imagine being a small business owner and I can't open my work and things like that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. But otherwise, I've been doing my job, Uli. So I
Mm.
work in distribution and I do my content. So as Uli said, I just did the stream for them recently. So that's what I did.
Yeah, and hello to everyone in the chat here, to Legends DM, Steffen, and Esteriella. Yeah, good morning. So good seeing
Hello.
you. Hello, and yeah, over here in Europe, you know this probably, Ella. We have a completely different policy regarding COVID, and I'm not saying which is better,
Better or not?
or worse. And here, actually, in Germany, often Australia is seen as something that should be done here too. So much more stricter rules,
Mm,
because we here in Germany, although compared to some other countries in Europe, our figures are still okay-ish, but we have more than 90,000 dead people from COVID, and we still have daily cases and daily dead people, although the vaccination rate is getting higher and higher, although right now it seems that we can't increase it too much anymore. So people are looking to saying, oh, look at Australia, look at New Zealand. So they have tough rules, but on the plus side, their death rate is so much lower. But
mm.
I can only say yes, and I agree this is a good policy. But as you said, Ella, I can't imagine for such a long time to not be able to leave 5 kilometers around me, or 10, or even 15. And there
Yeah,
are young people and older people everywhere, and stress in families.
yeah.
It's it's tough. It's tough.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, COVID will stay for the foreseeable future. We just have to see how we cope with this, and we will definitely talk about in this hour about conventions. And yeah, but what is the convention scene right now in Australia? Zero, of course, isn't it? You can't.
Zero. No, we were going to have PAX, but it was canceled. But it's pushing through as an online event. It's actually PAX weekend this weekend. Well, it's Melbourne Games, International Games Week, and PAX falls under that. So I'm actually doing a panel next week where I'm interviewing all the people who won in the Indie Tabletop Awards. So that's very exciting. I
Very
love
good.
supporting like local talent. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm going to be interviewing them. You know Stella, right? Yeah, you
Yes,
know Stella.
yes, yeah.
So Stella actually has built a studio now. So she has a game she has a game that's coming out. It's called Floating Floors. So it's made by a Kiwi, a New Zealander. It's an abstract game. So I'm going to be interviewing them. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, everything is online. They're saying we're going to be out of lockdown because you were saying about the vaccination rates, because our aim is 70 to 80%, and we're very close to it. We'll be there by around November, so we're going to open up international borders, like for international travel, and I will be able to travel. I don't know how comfortable I am going to be traveling, just because I live in Australia and it's like 24 hours to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Like if you want to fly cheap, if I fly first class, maybe so it might be faster. But yeah, that was so expensive though. But yeah, I don't know how comfortable I'd be traveling. Just like imagining like the air,
Yeah.
breathing the same air as everybody. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. How are you? Are you traveling?
I traveled to Berlin by train
Mm,
2 weeks ago, because there was a Berlin convention, a sizable convention, but not a huge convention. And coming from my small town here to Berlin was already very different, because I was close to
yeah.
a lot of people, not at the convention
Yeah.
too, but it was spaced out very well. The entrance,
Mm,
there was one part where you had to show your vaccination on your phone, or your vaccination cards, and then
yeah.
the entry, and you had to buy the tickets online, and they had 2,000 people a day as maximum. So
Wow.
it felt nice. It felt nice. But in the subway and on the street in Berlin, it's, as you know, it's a huge city, and suddenly I saw
Mm.
all these people here, and
Yeah.
it felt strange. And already yesterday at ConWorxx, I
Mm,
said I really want to go to a sports event again. And here in Germany, it's allowed again with visitors,
Yeah.
not 100%.
Go
I want
Roosters.
to, of course, the Roosters. I want to see them. I really, when I saw the games with
Yeah.
fans early season, I, for my heart, it felt like I have to be there. But then my second half said, hmm, do I feel comfortable? So up to now, I did not go,
Mm.
but I desperately want to. I know that I'm missing some things, and this
Yeah.
is one of it. And everybody is missing some things. Of course, different things that
Yeah.
we are all missing. It's a tough time, and we don't even have
Yeah.
kids, and we have enough room around us. Here, there aren't too many people living here, but it's strange.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see. And we also see a question here for you, Ella. Are you still playing digital Gloomhaven?
Yes, I do. It's one of my favorite games to play digitally because Gloomhaven is very hard to set up. So
Yeah.
making it digital, and also like we're in lockdown, who am I playing with? So, so it's good to play digitally. It's coming out with the campaign, so that's good. I do. Hi, thank you for asking. Yeah.
That's yeah, yeah. I haven't played that one digitally. I have played it a little bit
Mm,
when the board game was out, but it's for me it's a lot of time to sink into it. And I also have Jaws of a Lion, but it's unplayed like so many other games, so I haven't tried this
yeah.
one. Martina yesterday of the Jury Spiel des Jahres, she recommends Jaws of the Lion highly. She
Mm,
says it's easy to get into, and what you just mentioned, the long setup time apparently is reduced by a large
so much.
margin. Yeah, so Arthur Eck is just a genius. So that's what he is. So
Yes, and very nice. Like one of the nicest people around. Yeah.
yeah,
So, did you play anything at Berlin?
just a little bit, but it was test stuff. So
Mm,
as usual,
secret.
not really secret. What is interesting is that Spielworxx so far hasn't published any game by a woman or just male. We have just male authors,
Mm,
like so many
mm,
companies. And what is interesting is that in the last 3 weeks, I played 4 games done by women, and all of them were great. And
mm.
it could be that Spielworxx finally is signing a game that is not done by a male author, and this is really great. And we are seeing that this industry changes
It's changing.
very slowly. And sometimes when I switch on Twitter and look at it, I think, well, how can this happen? How can this happen? But our industry is not better than any other industry. So we
Mm,
have our rotten apples, and I'm lucky. I'm a white male. I don't really notice most of it, like probably you are doing, and some others. So it's yeah, it's what it
you've been
is.
good, Uli, so that's really good. I always say this every year or every time I talk about Uli, but Uli was one of the first ones who actually sent me like heavy games because I got earlier on in my like a career, like nobody would give me like heavy games. They would be like, "Oh, it's a girl, you like a party game or like a family game," and so Uli was one. Also, it was Cole also because those are I like a lot of mix of games, and you and Cole were one of the first ones. Wow, you're giving me Pax Pamir? Really? I was so excited. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
I appreciate that from you and Leader Games. They've been pretty good also.
yeah,
With regards to that, yeah.
yeah. Industry is improving on a general level, but just slowly, and we have to take major steps, and still need to be done. But although the tabletop industry is more than 100 years old, so it's still very immature in my opinion on so many levels, and it still takes times because men rule the world. It's look at governments. It's a fact. It's still happening. But
Mm,
Legends DM is saying he played, or they played 5 games of Jaws of a Lion until Delta arrived. Yeah,
Delta is the worst. Yes.
yeah, it's not something that is too nice, right? And but they are saying my current favorite game on Switch is Wingspan. Yeah, I don't even have a Switch, so yeah. But Wingspan, of course, is a wonderful game, and
I can't imagine Uli on the Switch.
with my thick fingers here, it would be a
And,
nightmare. Although I have to say, 15, maybe 20 years ago, I had this PlayStation mobile thing. What was its name? With a small screen on it. Yeah, this is
oh, I don't know.
you weren't even alive at that time, Ella. So I'm portable, maybe just PlayStation Portable. I don't. PSP is this a? I think it was.
Oh, PSP. Yes, yes, PSP. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I
PSP.
had an
I
early
was alive.
version. I had an early version, and I could play on that one, but not too well. So right, and there is Run Esti. Good morning, evening, Ella and Uli. Thank you. So hello, good
Thank
morning
you.
from me. So which other gaming highlights do you have, or which games did you like this year? A video
Oh,
game
this
or
year.
tabletop?
Oh, there's a lot. I'm thinking of. Oh, got to play Uwe's game. It was last year because there have been delays. So especially in Australia, we get games late. But finally got to play Hallertau. That
Mm-hmm.
was great. I
Yeah.
really liked that. I was surprised by it because this is bad. But I'm like, oh, Uwe is gonna make. Oh, I know what game Uwe will make. But this was actually very different because of the. Have you played it, Uli?
No, I haven't, like so many games, but I know what I know the game. Yes, I've taken a close look
Yeah.
at it. Hmm.
Yeah, so that the shifting thing with the revealing resources and the way that the resources are managed was very different. Also, the tiles that was actually wow, this is a surprise. Like that's why he's a good designer. Like he still surprises me. I was thinking Oath was pretty good. Yeah,
Hmm.
I wish I could play that. I wish Daniel can be over so that we can play it together. But yeah, there's a lot actually. Some lighter games also like Kim's Magic Bakery, which is a
Hmm.
co-op game. I was
Hmm.
surprised by that also. Yeah,
Which
but
company is this? Which companies?
that was
Oh, okay,
Skybounds.
okay.
Kim's Magic Bakery. So it's a cooperative game. I play a lot of games, Uli. I might miss something and then people will get angry at me and
Ah,
I
no,
didn't mention it.
yeah, but they will get angry for different reasons as well. So this is not a problem at all. Yeah, but one thing is certain: the during the pandemic, yeah, game releases slowed down at first,
Yeah,
but they recently, despite all production and transport shipping
yeah,
delays, there's still so much coming out that it's very hard to keep track of all the releases. It's
yeah. Well, which makes us realize that there was so many when, there weren't shipping delays. It was hard to manage.
mm,
So yeah, I choose what I cover now. Just because I can't play a lot of games also, it's just there's so many. What
yes.
was your highlight?
Um, Very difficult to say. I think Cryo in the Euro type game range. Cryo from Z-Man
Oh, so
Games
you did
is.
like it.
I liked it, and of course, Space Biff Dan, his review
Yeah,
was so good, so I said let's give it a try. Yeah,
me
yeah.
too.
Dan is simply brilliant, and by the way, Dan will
Yeah.
be here this evening. So if people wanna see the brilliant Dan Thoreau, the Space Biff himself,
Oh,
you should
magnificent.
log in later as well. Yeah, Cryo was good. But then a game I think we played at Laria 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Time is flying. In Portugal, an infamous traffic from
Oh
Cole
yeah,
again. I played
that's
this a
beautiful
lot
game.
online on via
Mm,
Wessel this year, pretty recently too. I think 3 weeks ago we played it, and it's still brilliant with the right group of people. So because
people,
it's
yes.
it's a harsh game. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's wonderful. It's really a
Mm.
good game. And regarding war games, I think this one
Yeah, I played a
from
lot of coin games. Yeah.
this one
Oh, what is
here, this
that?
that is
Ooh.
Verdun,
Yeah.
1916 Steel Inferno. So that's a
I love the
card-driven
art.
game. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The art is by, and please forgive my my very bad pronunciation because I'm not speaking French. It's by Tardy, who is
Mm.
a comic book
Yes.
illustrator, very
Mm.
famous in France and over here in Europe, and he did write several graphic novels on the First World War. And it's really
Oh.
grim. It's really grim, often black and white. And this small company, Fellowship of Simulations, they were able to use his art in the game. So that's a wonderful touch. But the game is good anyway. And yeah, we are seeing good
Verdun.
morning. There are several more people in there. Good seeing you. And Legends is confirming that it was a portable PSP, then later called Vita. So that was past my time. So, they are also asking, how's Daniel? My first time watching Ella, Daniel was on stream. So how's Daniel?
Daniel has been staying up late playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Also something you can do. Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
wonderful game. So these were my highlights, but it's tough to pick highlights when you're
Yes.
not playing that many games and
Mm.
just playing games, prototypes, and testing. So often I just open a box, take a close look, read the rules, and then put it back. Yeah.
Yes. Open the box, unpunch it, and
Yeah.
then it's back in the box.
Yeah, some people are saying this is the moment when you're getting a new game and you're opening it up for the first time, which gives you the best, or it's the best feeling. It's better than ever playing it. So opening it up and fondling the components, and then, oh, well, let's put it back. So yeah,
Yeah, I would buy like just components to punch out. No rules. Just punch it out.
yeah. It's strange. We gamers are strange,
Yeah, we
but
are strange. We are.
we are strange and weird. But conventions, because I was mentioning Berlin, and
Mm,
of course you couldn't or you can't attend conventions at this moment, but you surely saw pictures from Gen Con. And right now, we Origins at this weekend in Columbus, Ohio, is taking place. But 2 weeks ago, there was Gen Con.
yes.
And Stephen, who
Bonacor.
attended, yes, who attended Gen Con 2 weeks ago, he was very optimistic. What do you think about such a convention in taking place in Indianapolis, Indiana?
So we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if I'm generally an anxious person. Like in general, I'm very, very cautious. So I was actually very nervous watching it. I don't know. Living in Australia also because we've been locked down for a while and we have like what stricter policies. Like if I was thrusted there and then it was just totally different from what I've experienced, I would feel anxiety, like, oh, you're too close, or
Mm,
like you should have four masks. I don't know. But yeah, and also seeing their numbers, because looked at because I always check, oh, like I'm going to this place, what are the numbers?
mm,
And it was like well, they marked it in different colors and it was all red
mm,
because they had like really high cases. So I was like, I don't know how comfortable I'll be, but it seems like you were talking about it, as you said. They were saying that in the like it looked bad outside, but inside really it was spaced out. But I don't know. You could say it's relative, like because I've been in a situation where we have stricter restrictions. What to me is, comfortable is very different from what is
mm,
comfortable in the United States since they haven't been in lockdown. Like
mm.
they haven't been in lockdown the same way. So their comfort level is very different from ours. So I don't know. So
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, um, we talked about this, of course, yesterday briefly, but let's repeat. Uh, when I saw the photos, I was, wow, this seems to be way too much. Stephen explained it well. He said it was just at the entrance, but maybe this is already enough. You never know.
Yep.
And even if it's spaced out later, and this is giving me also some anciency about Essen. So BerlinCon was not a problem in my opinion, because they had on 2.5 days 4,200 people in a large spot and 2,000 maximum. When they did it really well, organization was wonderful. Still,
Yes.
it's more than I'm used to right now, or for the last
Yes.
18 months. But that was okay. But Essen has this cap of 30,000 people a day. I so first, I don't think that they will have on all 4 days 30,000 people. I think it will be less, but still, let's
Yes.
imagine on a Saturday it's 30,000 people, and they will come not
From
2,000 each
different.
hour. They will be there.
Yeah.
Most of them will be there in the morning because they want to be there for the full day. And
Yeah.
although you have to wear masks all the time, wow, I'm saying it will be interesting. It will be interesting in
Yeah.
my opinion, and you never know what will happen. Of course, it will be a very different Essen, because most
Mm.
international, especially outside of Europe, people can't
Yeah.
come to you to Germany this time, or it's very difficult. And there's
Mm.
lots of US companies have said no to Essen this year. I know of
Yeah.
Capstone that they are coming, and a few others as well. But a lot have said no, and I can certainly understand. Certainly, yeah.
Yeah. And Asmodee is not coming, right?
No,
Asmodee, there are a lot of
you.
big companies not going.
Yeah, Asmodee isn't there from, and they, this, they are basically occupied the full
Yes.
first. I think it's called Hall 3, but it's the first one, the huge one. It's
Yes.
just that
Yeah.
the numbering is there, but at least the rules, if you want to have demo tables, play tables at Essen, are that between chairs of different tables there needs to be a distance of 1.5 meters. And
Oh,
this
okay.
means, let's say you want to put up 4 tables, you need a huge
Space.
space.
Yeah.
And so that's good. And that's why some of the companies who made during the pandemic so much money with kids' games, with puzzles, and all these things, that they quickly grabbed the space from
Right.
Asmodee. So Cosmos added a huge number of space,
Oh,
because
wow. Okay.
yeah, because first they have the money, and second, if they want to put up, let's say, 20 tables as they normally do, they need four,
All the
five
space.
times the
Yeah.
usual space. So maybe I'm too anxious. Maybe not. We will soon know, and yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I do miss conventions. I miss them so much. Like I miss seeing my friends. I miss the excitement of like seeing, not only people but the games that are coming out. It was also Essen is one of my. I know you hate like not that you hate it, but it's very hectic. Like it's
Yes.
work for you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I know. Yeah, but for me, I was just browsing games. I'm like, yoo-hoo. So. And I remember my last time I was with Danny and Theo, and we
Mhm.
just sat around, drank beer, sat on the floor, and then ate food. So that was great. So that's how I remember Essen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It is. It can be wonderful. It can be wonderful.
Mm.
And I think you mentioned one very important point here: the excitement of conventions. And if we are not having conventions at all, I think people will lose the attachment to games, to board games, because it's one thing to play at your home with your very small bubble, same people all the time.
Yeah.
But when I saw at Berlin the booth of the publishers, there weren't that many, but there was immediately an excitement, and I think for regular gamers this is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people.
Please. Mhm.
No, no. So I think people are. I think it's good actually. Like you get up to date with like you're not rushing to play games or like playing the hotness. Like
Yeah,
you have breathing room to enjoy games.
yeah.
And do you feel that it has changed the release of games? Like is everything still, oh, we're gonna release an SN, it's a big thing, or do you feel like it has changed it?
I think quite a few European companies are still planning their releases for Essen. So
Mm,
a lot of the large European companies are very conservative. So they try to release in the spring or a little bit earlier in late winter for Nuremberg Toy Fair when it's
mm,
happening. It didn't happen in the last 2 years, and because this is still gives them some time before the Spiel des Jahres nominations are handled.
right.
And then for Essen, but some companies, like for example, like Amigo, which is, as you know, is a major German company, they always plan
Mm,
for to have the games out in early September to not be that hectic. But this year is different because still a lot of companies want to release for Essen, but they can't because
yeah,
they can't print the games in Europe because there
yeah,
is no wood, there is no cardboard, there is no paper, and the major manufacturers are saying, "Come back in 55 weeks. This is not a joke. So then we can print for you." So that's a major problem, and of course, moving to China isn't really a solution. There are lots of problems with Chinese productions, but the major problem is getting these games from China to Europe because
yeah.
the games are sitting forever in the harbor and the port.
Mm,
And even if you have a container coming to Europe, it is so costly
so
these days.
expensive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
so we'll
So how are
see.
you surviving?
Yeah, with my small print runs, it's still okay. It's tough for sure. Um, as some people may know, I'm printing in the Czech Republic at EFCO, and this is a very good and reliable printer, and
Mm.
they do my game still pretty much on schedule. So pretty much
Oh, that's awesome.
on schedule.
Yeah.
All the wooden components, you have to order them way before you even turn in the files because this is a printer and manufacturer and they assemble everything, but they are
Yeah.
not doing the wooden pieces themselves. So they have to buy them from others. And this
Right.
wooden supplier says, well, normally we can't do this. And yeah. And yeah, Legends DM. I don't have any Spielworks games. You brute. What a nightmare. No, no, all is good.
They're
But I
very
have,
hard to get in Australia, Uli.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's true. But I have three friends that have Pax Pamir. But you have to see this is originally a Whirligig game from the wonderful Drew and Cole, and they will be my guest this evening, local times as well. We will mainly talk
When they
about
wake up.
John Company, if I'm still alive at that time. So we'll
John
see.
Company is so good. You should all play that. It's so good. It's such a quirky, it's such a different game. Like all these games are so different. Like how does he make them? Like how does it come from his head? I always wonder.
Yeah, Cole is a genius too, in my opinion. I'm a total fanboy. When I'm
Me too.
talking to Cole, I'm back in fanboy mode. That's what it is. But I think what is important is, and that you see that you can have a lot of success, and I'm not saying success with good designs, but also a lot of commercial success with games that are outside of the mainstream. So because he always pushes the borders, so he's
Yes.
doing games. A game on opium trade in China, a game
Yeah.
about British influence in India. Who wants to play this? Pretty complex, and why should I
Yeah.
play it? And yes, it is there. It is. He's doing this. Always the leader games. Root.
Root.
What is root? Is this a war? Is this a war game, or what does it mean? All the factions have different rules. Can't be successful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he made people play war games. He tricked them into playing war games. He tricked them into playing packs and coin by changing the packaging. But yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful what they are doing. So I'm really a fanboy. That's what I am.
Me too.
So LariaCon next year in March, is this possible when you're allowed to fly, or do you think it's possible expense wise? Because flying, of course.
Will be so expensive. I have no idea actually. There are actually no flight. I was because I remember my boss was asking our hobby category manager, "Do you want to go to Gen Con?" And then we looked. There are no flights. Like we can't even get out. So yeah, it will open. Yeah, I have no idea how expensive it will be. I can imagine it'll be expensive, but hopefully once it opens up, it will be. But oh, that will be my first trip. Lyric. I want to go back to Portugal, Lyricon, and I also want to go to back to Japan, which is one of my favorite countries around. I want to go there. Like, yeah, that will be it.
Yeah,
But first step is getting out of my house.
yeah. Well, I shouldn't make jokes about this, but is the airport within the 15-kilometer
I know,
radius?
15 kilometers. When
Uh,
you can fly. Who knows? But yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. And I think more and more people are getting vaccinated. You were saying that it's actually stalling in Germany. People don't want to get vaccinated.
No, yeah, compared to the US, because they had already the vaccines, they started early, and so that's why they were, at first, they were leading. And of course, it's not fair at all, this vaccination stuff, because lots of African countries even don't have anything to do. So they have nothing. So and
Yeah.
US started, but then Europe got its stuff as well. And I was double vaccinated in June, so it picked up, and we have surpassed the US in most of their states. So we are now, I think, at 64%
Oh wow. Okay, pretty
double
high.
vaccination, but we were at 60% a month ago.
Mm,
So you see, the numbers are not increasing that fast anymore. And we
fast.
know that you need to have 70 with Delta. It's better to have 80% of people
Yeah.
vaccinated, and it will be very tough to reach this because we have so many in here. We call them, or they call themselves Querdenker. And this is probably 10% of the population, which is who says we are not believing in this stuff. It's made up by Bill Gates, by the people who are living inside the earth, and
And the Earth.
and we are getting chipped. And one thing I have to say is when I had my first vaccination on my left arm, Wi-Fi was better on that side.
Better. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
and then when I said second vaccination has to be on my right side, so otherwise it will be strange.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
but there are actually people who believe this, who really believe
What's the
this.
word?
Querdenker, this is a term when you are thinking. Denken is thinking, you're thinking in some way. So and they are saying the mainstream, all the people are thinking in the same way, but you have to actually think outside of the box, and then you have new insights. But they have no insights. They also said that all the people who are vaccinated will die at September 15. So,
Oh wow, very there's a
so,
date.
and yeah, but that date come and went, and so they had a new story, had to have a new story, and it's now, yeah, well, most people were not really vaccinated. It was some other stuff, but they will be
Oh.
vaccinated later, and then they are dead too. So, yeah,
Oh.
but this is a problem, of course, for society, and this is different from drinking alcohol. Yes, if you are an alcoholic, it's also something for society, and there are costs, but it's mainly happening to you. But
Yeah.
if you're not vaccinated, it's you are spreading it. So it's not
Hmm.
only their responsibility,
Yeah.
but everyone's. And yeah, yeah, fun stories here this morning.
Yes. Very positive. it.
Yeah,
Hi,
and there's
Pete.
Pete. Hello, Pete. Good seeing you. Yeah, and Pete was he was in the organization committee of the Berlin Convention because
Oh,
Pete
okay.
is living in Berlin. And Pete, we already said today, and we had this yesterday as well, that Berlin Convention was very well organized and that everybody, I think, had a great time. So really well done. And to repeat this from the troublemaker Ben Maddox yesterday, he was,
Oh
of
no.
course, being the beast from Berlin. He is from Berlin. He attended the convention as well, and he talked about this highly as well.
Oh,
I
that's
think
great.
this convention is right on track, and it can be, it could be maybe a good alternative to a really major fair like Essen, because you
Right.
know this, Essen is a fair. So
Mm.
you are supposed to buy games. Playing is
Yeah,
very
very hard.
difficult, and yeah,
Mm.
and after 45 minutes, people are looking at your table if you're in a long 2 hour, 3 hour game, and try to kick you out. So it doesn't feel that well. But Berlin is a convention like
Mm.
Gen Con, like Origins. So let's say the exhibitors area closes at 7. You can play till midnight. So
You're right.
you're not kicked out. And this is, I think, so much better. You don't have to do this, but you can. And
Mm.
yeah, we'll see. And then hopefully Berlin Convention grows again, because in 2019, in my opinion, it was wonderful. And next
Mm.
year it will be in July again, immediately in front of the Game of the Year awards
Right.
ceremony, or which is on Monday, which is also helpful to attract a lot of people. Yeah, and good seeing you, Sebastian. Yeah, good seeing you. And Pete is saying, yes, we are so happy. So Berlin Convention worked out that well. Also shows that conventions and fairs can work properly. I'm so more relaxed looking forward to Spiel. Yeah, I'm not really relaxed looking forward to Spiel, because, in my opinion, it's different dimensions. But generally, yes, I say so. And if you feel well, if it's within your personal comfort level, please attend
Mm.
gaming conventions. Yeah,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's a personal choice.
yeah.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sebastian. Is that moin? Good
Mine
morning. Is
is
that what it means? Good
short
morning.
for good morning. It's
Yeah, okay.
everybody in northern Germany says so, and they even say it all the time. So even in the evening, they would say in Hamburg, "Moin."
Moin.
But more recently, it's been used all over Germany. So short form for Guten Morgen, or yeah, or go to hell, or whatever.
Oh no.
And Sebastian is confirming this universal greeting, independent of time of day. Yeah. So that's what it is. So which future releases are there any
Oh.
that you're really looking forward to, Ella?
Well, I don't know what's real. See, this is how behind I am. The benefit of working for, because I do previews for the Dice Tower, I've seen most of them early because I do the previews. So there is a game that's really good from Studio H. I think it's releasing in Essen, or it was delayed. But Suspects. So
Yes,
Suspect
yes.
is a murder. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the best ones I've played in that genre. So it's a murder mystery game, but because I maybe because it's my level of like anxiety and relaxation, but there are a lot of like murder mystery games where you like get a stack of books, you have to read the stack of
Mm-hmm.
books and find the evidence. This one is just card driven, so that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool. And I don't want to say because it'll spoil what happens in the game, but there's a mechanism in it that is very cool, the way it links all the suspects together and the sort of the murder weapon that they use. So people should look forward to that. But I don't know what's launching in. Do you know anything that's launching in Essen?
Ignazi mentioned a couple of games, Portal Games is doing, and if you are into Dune, you should
Mm,
definitely check out their game, in my opinion, especially if you like detective. And Vienna Connection
Right.
is releasing, I think, over here in Europe now in German language. And
Yeah.
the Dune Imperium is being released in German language now too. It may be already out. You see, how much do I know about future releases? But you mentioned it's from Studio H, the
H.
suspect. Yes, and this is, in my opinion, a company that you should look or watch out for because
Yeah, they have great games.
yes, in general level of their quality is wonderful, and they have the money too because they are. I think it's Hachette, but they are owned by one of the largest book
Patagon.
publishers in
Oh, I
France.
did not know
So they
this.
are a very successful company. So they have also some money. But yes, I agree that you should watch out for their games in the future. So good
Yeah, they have a
company.
great game called Oriflamme. So it's
Yes.
really good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really good. Like one of my, bought the expansion to that. I don't know if the expansion will be out. See, I'm out. I did play Dune already. There are three Dune games. Do you know this, right? And there's
Yes.
an RPG one. So
Yes.
they're like, which there's so many Dune games. This it's like they come out at the same time. Like there are two Goonies, there was two Back to the Future. Like they come out at the same time. Is that how IPs work? Like a company says, "Oh, this IP is up. Do you want to buy it?" How does it work? I wonder why everybody has the same IP at the same time.
Yeah, but Ignazi mentioned this yesterday briefly, so everybody should watch the stream of yesterday with him. So the second hour of our gaming year 21, 2021 yesterday, and the IP owner, they pushed the release of their game back and back. They didn't want to have it out before the movie is releasing, which of course wasn't easy for Portal Games because the game had been done and approved, all the contents, but they weren't allowed to release it. So in the case of Dune, it may be that it's because of the new movie. I'm not a Dune fan, but I'm interested in these games. I already mentioned yesterday when I read the book as a teenager, so in the 1930s. I fell asleep. I really fell asleep. At that time, it was too much for me, and I never picked it
Yeah,
up. So it's
right.
I know nothing about it. Although I have the Gale Force 9, the first
Nine.
version,
Yeah.
the large one, because
Mm.
they have also a new game, which is
Yes.
basically that game condensed. You see, there are
Yes.
so many Dune releases, and you see, and
Yeah.
personally, if you'd asked me, is this a hot IP? I would say no, but
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
I
it
know.
is.
Yeah, and then here in the chat we are seeing that Legends is actually Aloha from Hawaii, so that must be 10 hours, 12 hours behind. So probably it's the maximum, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And Rank ST is saying, I'm looking forward to this game called Squaring Circle. You should.
Oh, who
You
made that?
should.
Who
It's
made
wonderful.
that?
It's wonderful. And here, with fingers
Yeah.
crossed and pressed, the game should be out this
Oh,
Monday. This Monday, hopefully, we can pick it up from the printer and then it should
okay.
be available at Essen, and all the Kickstarter Spieleschmiede backers, pre-orders from my
Great.
website should have it
Yeah.
before Essen. So I'm really
Oh,
glad.
in Hawaii it's 9:50 p.m. Oh, I didn't know. There are so many time zones in the US. I'm surprised that sometimes it's nighttime and then it's like early afternoon. It's very weird to me.
Yeah, but this is a wonderful thing with modern technology. So you know
Mm,
that's I'm an analog dinosaur, but it's good to talk to you over there in Australia. It's good to have someone from Hawaii here at the same
Hawaii.
time. So this is wonderful. Connecting, especially in these time, this is really a great thing. And Pete is saying, Oriflamme was liked by lots of people. I liked it too and won the French Spiel des Jahres. So you see, yeah, this company, if you are at Essen, because they are a European company, they will be at Essen. I'm 99% sure. Check out their games at their booth. I think you will find something that is to your liking. Good company with something in the future. Yeah, and Legends is saying 5 different time zones in the US.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm mainly used to Eastern time because this is where a lot of people live, and there I know it's 6 hours. So, but you see, Hawaii, of course, it's so many thousand of miles away. So it's a
Mm.
completely different time zone. And yeah, thank you, Sebastian. Also looking forward to Squaring Circle. That hopefully you'll like it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
and
did a playthrough of that. So
another wonderful playthrough, like
thank you.
Smoky Valley. Thank you very much, Daniel. You are doing a
Oh no,
great
thank you.
show. And of course, Pete is doing the same thing in German
Yes.
language over here. So he's doing also with Alex from Hunters in France. They are doing a wonderful
Hunter
job
and
as well.
Crone. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Crone anymore
Oh, it's not.
because this Crone brute he decided
Uh-oh.
that he's leaving the professional gaming or his professional gaming career because he is
Oh,
a writer and
right.
for movie scripts. So he's
Oh,
concentrating on this. So he had
he's writing Dune.
he's
He's
writing
writing
the
a movie
Dune
on
that
Dune.
even I can understand and like, but he had major television scripts.
Oh.
So which are here really in Germany? Everyone knows Tatort, which is criminal crime stuff, which is always on Sundays, and millions of
Mm.
people are watching these Tatort episodes, and so he has at least written one
Oh,
these.
awesome.
And
Yeah, good
I'm
for him.
yeah, I talked to him at Essen, sorry, at Berlin 2 weeks ago, and he's fine, wonderful guy. But you have to do what you like. And if you're saying
Yes.
no, it's not gaming anymore, I have to concentrate on my writing career. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. Legends is saying I keep seeing Circle within the chat, and now I'm curious. Yeah, if you have an interest in the game, please check out Ella's video channel on YouTube. You can check out mine. Sorry, there is some information for sure on my website at spielworks.de, and you will find some information. It's a gamers game. I would call it in Germany we call it an expert game. It's a gamers game, but not very high complexity, but a great theme in my opinion.
Oh, I love Blood Red Sky. Have you watched that? I love that movie. I watched that on Netflix. So it's a vampire movie
Yeah,
about being on a what?
yeah.
A
He
friend of
Fre
us was there.
Ah, so
Oh.
so yeah, you see, we Pete at least knows famous people, and he's saying
Mm,
that Krohn still loves to play and will be at Spiel too. So he hasn't
cool.
cut his ties from gaming. It's just that he's not doing this professionally anymore, and it's
Mm.
always good talking to him for sure. Great people, and Hunter, of course, as well, and Pete and all the
And
others.
Pete, yeah.
And Peter for sure. So really, Ella, it would be lovely meeting you at Laria, having
Mm.
sangria on tap,
On
and
tap
we
during breakfast
for breakfast, like
for
some
breakfast.
prosecco right now. But I think the atmosphere in Portugal at this pretty small convention, I think 500 to 800 people on different levels in one hotel. That's wonderful, and for us Europeans, because it's happening in March, means that we are used to low temperatures, and there you already have
Mm.
almost 20 degrees. It's directly at the Atlantic
Lovely.
Ocean. It's lovely,
Lovely, lovely.
but the Portuguese are so lovely as the people. Everybody there is very nice and very kind, and so I'm really looking forward to this, and we'll see if you can make it. If Laria will happen next
Mm.
year, and I'm talking to
Mm.
Rola and Costa at Essen in 2 weeks. Um,
Awesome.
let's hope that
Please
there
say
is an
hi.
yeah, I will for sure, and hopefully it will happen. If it happens, at least I will try to come over. I know for you 24 hours flight, it's so much more difficult to attend the
Yeah.
convention. Yeah, we'll see. So, let's see. Do we have anything else here? Coffee is still working to get in my body. Yeah, yeah. You need this. You need this. It's a prosecco in the morning in this nice thing. Uh,
Scabby and Ray. What is
yeah.
that?
That's the brand of it. It was the worst prosecco at all the time. So you had to sell it together with this one to get any buyers.
Yeah,
And you
well,
see how and you know how marketing works. There's always one dumb person who grabs it. So me. Yeah. So you see, it works. Marketing is working. Um, Before we close this, at 10:15, Nick Hayes will be my guest. You know Nick from Laria as well. We will talk about his game Pilgrim, which should be out
mm,
next year. And because I'm still having troubles here with my Twitch studio and I cannot properly pause this stream, I will close this stream. I know this is inconvenient for you because if you want to see Nick and me talking about Pilgrim, you have to reconnect to Twitch again at 10:15. And I would love to see you again if you have time on a Saturday. And I really appreciate your time here at this
oh, thank you.
morning in Germany. And there is already Nick, Big Bad Legs, or use the force.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
so we will talk in at 10:15. And Ella, thank you so much for
Thank you
being my
too.
guest. So also for you on a Saturday late afternoon, joining me. It's always wonderful talking to you. Stay safe. Increase
You too.
your radius from
Circle.
15 to your circle to 20 kilometers, and hopefully we can meet next year, maybe at Laria.
Yeah, hopefully.
I plan to travel to the US once to one of the major conventions. Let's see.
Look true.
Yeah, let's see what will
Yeah.
happening. Thanks
Yes,
again,
let's see. Thank
and
you.
and
Thank you everybody for watching.
yes. And please stay in touch, and
No, this is
hopefully,
the last time we're talking, Uli. Bye.
yeah, forever. Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.